So again, welcome to the agriculture channel. So in the previous lecture, we have studied the genetic male sterility. So male sterility, I have told you what is male sterility and three groups. I have already covered the genetic male sterility, and where we have already studied the genetic male sterility, the male sterile gene is present in the nucleus. I have told you, na. Suppose this is your plant cell, and in the plant cell there is a nucleus where gene is present. So mostly in the plant cell, DNA is present in the nucleus, which is called as the nuclear gene. And another case, DNA is also present in the chloroplast. DNA is also present in the mitochondria. This chloroplast DNA is mitochondrial DNA. These are called as extranuclear DNA or extranuclear genes. So mostly what we have found, so our male, in case of genetic male sterility, the male sterile gene is present in which case? Nucleus, and mostly this gene is recessive in nature, mostly, but except safflower where the gene is dominant one. So male sterile gene is dominant one. This is an exception, but in normal case, then in case of genetic male sterility, the gene is present in the nucleus, and mostly the gene is which type of gene? There is a recessive gene. Okay. And in case of cytoplasmic male sterility, suppose another case, nucleus is present and mitochondria is present. In case of mitochondria is a cytoplasmic organelle. This is nucleus. So mitochondria is present in which part? In the cytoplasm. Okay, cytoplasm and chloroplast is there. So the cytoplasm and chloroplast, in the cytoplasm, chloroplast and mitochondria both contains DNA. But mostly what we have found that the male sterile gene which is present in the which part? In the mitochondria, not in the chloroplast. The male sterile gene, if the male sterile gene is present in the mitochondria, it is called as the cytoplasmic male sterile. If the male sterile gene present in the nucleus, then it is called as the genetic male sterility. If the male sterile gene is present both in the nucleus as well as in the mitochondria, so this is called as the cytoplasmic genetic male sterility. Okay. So I think you have understood the concept. Let us come to the cytoplasmic male sterile. So what happened? Cytoplasmic male sterile, I have told you, the gene is present in which part? Whether it is present in the nucleus? No, it is present in the cytoplasm. So this is your nucleus, and this part is your cytoplasm. Okay. So in the cytoplasmic male sterility, the gene, that is sterile gene S, is present in the cytoplasm. Example, the CMS line, that is Texas in maize and Ogua in case of brassica. And before coming to this CMS and CGMS line, let us understand one important principle behind crossing between two things. Suppose I am having two parent, one first parent act is a female, second parent act is a male, and suppose this female, the character is tall, and I have told you in according to Mendelian principle, the character is it is the expression of a gene, and one gene contains two alleles. Suppose in this case I am having female parent, tall parent, and this tall parent, the gene which is present in the nucleus, which is in nuclear gene, capital T. As it is capital T, so the expression is tall, because here T is the dominant, capital T is the dominant, small t is the recessive. And here this is the cytoplasm, which I have identified by the cross mark, the cytoplasm. And I will cross with another parent, that is it is a male, and it is a dwarf. And we know the dwarf is the which character? Recessive character. Hence, I have told you the recessive character will be expressed when the alleles are in which form? The recessive form. Both the small t, then becomes it is dwarf. And the cytoplasm I have demarcated as a tick mark. Here. So whenever I will cross the female and male, what is mainly happening? You can see here. Suppose this is a two plant. Suppose this is, suppose I am having two plant. So this is your, suppose this is your stigma, and this act as a female, and another, this is one plant. In another plant, so this is stigma, but here it is anther is there. So what is this? Is act as a male parent. This is act as a female parent. So what is normally happening? So here the pollen will come to the female part or the ovule. So here the pollen. So pollen means this pollen formation. The pollen bears which gene? Whether the pollen bears the nuclear gene or the cytoplasm gene. That means mitochondrial gene. So your answer will be the pollen is normally which gene? The pollen is normally the nuclear gene. The pollen contains nuclear gene. But while ovule contains both nuclear gene as well as the cytoplasm gene. Here you can see. So as I will cross both the female and male, then I will get, so capital T, your small t. So as from the male, what I will get? I will get the pollen. Pollen contains which gene? Pollen contains the nuclear gene. That is why in this nucleus, whatever F1 hybrid I will get, in this is your nucleus. This is your nucleus. So in this nucleus, I am having two allele. One allele will come from the female parent or female nucleus. Another will come from the male nucleus, that is small t. So my nuclear gene F1 hybrid is capital T small t. This is nuclear gene. So the nuclear gene will come from, or 50% will come from female parent, 50% come from the male parent. Which gene? Nuclear gene. But you can see the cytoplasm that is demarcated by the cross mark. The complete cytoplasm will come from the female person, because I told you the pollen only contain which gene? Nuclear gene, not the cytoplasmic gene of the parent. Okay, that is why whatever the F1 hybrid I am having, the complete cytoplasm of this F1 hybrid or F1 variety will complete cytoplasm will come from the female parent, but nucleus or the nuclear gene 50% will come from female parent, 50% will come from the male parent. Okay, this is the concept. So now come to the topic, that is cytoplasmic male sterility. So now let us watch what we are going for. We are having two lines. One is A line. A line means, acha, in this case cytoplasmic male sterility, whether the gene male sterile gene is, I will ask you whether the male sterile gene is controlled by nucleus or controlled by the cytoplasmic organelle, that is mitochondria. So your answer will be, sir, the complete male sterile in case of CMS is controlled by cytoplasm. So here there is no role of nuclear gene. Here there is no role of nuclear gene. So now, so I kept this nucleus as a vacant because there is no role of nuclear gene. So what is the role? The role is cytoplasmic gene. So this is A line. A line contains sterile gene. This is sterile gene is present in which part of cytoplasm? Mitochondria. S means sterile. So A line, this sterile line, that is called as the male sterile line called as A line, will be crossed with the B line. B line, I have told you, it acts as a maintainer line. Which line? Maintainer line. So as there is no role of nucleus, just kept it as because it is both of A line and B line are isogenic line. A and B lines are isogenic lines. Isogenic line means what? Same gene in the nucleus. Same gene in the nucleus, except the fertility status. Fertility status means here in the cytoplasm the mitochondria contains fertile gene. Here the cytoplasm mitochondria contains sterile gene. So B line acts as a male fertile. so it acts as a male fertile. Okay, so can you say me, if I will cross between A line male sterile and B line that is male fertile, what I will have? This is your, suppose this is your what I am having after crossing these two parents. What I am having? There is no role of nucleus, no role of nucleus. Both the genes remain same because all are isogenic. So with the cytoplasm, my question is whether it will contain S or whether it will contain F. So again I have told you this male sterile act as a female. This act as a male. So I have told you the cytoplasm will come from female or male. Cytoplasm will come from the, or this is your offspring. This is your offspring. So to your offspring, the nucleus, 50% nucleus come from the female parent, 50% nucleus come from the male parent, but the cytoplasm, this cytoplasm comes from the female parent. So now S will be remained because cytoplasm will come. If all the cytoplasm come from the female parent, also the mitochondria, whatever the mitochondria present here is the same mitochondria is present. Hence, your offspring becomes male sterile. The S in same S will be there. So it becomes male sterile. Or it becomes female. All offsprings becomes female. Okay. So mostly these CMS line varieties, because suppose in my field all plants are female. All plants are female. And where were we using this CMS line? Where this is only used when our commercial product is vegetative part. Vegetative part. Suppose I am having sugarcane, we are having potato. What is the economic product? The economic product is the vegetative part. So in this case, there is no need for seed production. Is there any need for seed production sugarcane? No. Is there any seed production for potato is required? No, because the economic part is the vegetative part. So as there is no need of seed production, so there is no need of a male parent which will release pollen to fertilize this female. So there is no need. So where the CMS line, where all the offspring are male sterile or female parent, and these are used in which crop? Where the economic part is vegetative one. Okay, so this is concept of CMS. Let us come to CGMS. I have told you in case of CGMS, both the genes present both in a nucleus as well as cytoplasm. Cytoplasm means